Hey, how's it going, everybody? I hope you're doing good. I don't know what I watched. I'm fairly embarrassed I watched it. I won't explain this movie as much because there's a lot of people in it. There's a lot of scenes and there's a lot to digest. I'm going to summarize as many scenes as I can, but you can watch it in your own time. It's just under an hour and a half long, and I want that time back. I was originally meant to watch another movie, but this movie caught my eye instead. It's called Fraud Concert. Yeah, I mean, the characters are just damn near annoying. There's nothing good I can say about this. If you haven't seen it, I don't know if you want to, but you could just watch it. Just come to me after you've seen it. Make sure you watch the whole thing because, yeah, it's important to watch movies as soon as you start watching them halfway through. Just see it the whole way through, then tell me about it. And it's about this guy called Wesley, and he's like a mayor of Colbert, and he stages like a fake concert. Yeah, you can have the idea, and they have all the big names. They sold so many tickets, but they struggle to make a concert. The people that is in this movie are just so annoying. You got the Anthony dude, which I don't know who he is. I think he's like not a lawyer. I think he's I think he's a PR, whoever it is. He starts saying, "Oh, this whole I don't know what he said. Something about being pushed back. Corbett's like council, whatever it is, going to be pushed back by a year instead of 10. He just made that mistake there. Excuse me. And he's also in trouble with money as well, Wesley, and he has to, get help from his colleagues. He has like an unpaid intern that helps out. He has also someone called Rick. I think, who is that comes in? Rick got something that comes in, and that this guy, he shakes his hand and he goes in for a kiss. I forgot who their characters. I've got good memory. Bear in mind, there is a lot of characters. If I get some of these characters' names wrong, please let me know. But at least I described them. I found that scene a bit weird. People in here just looked a bit weird and they just seemed annoying as well and over the top. And then Wesley says he has an addiction to Barocca, the drink. Just in case some of you don't know what Barocca is. It used to be advertised. Yeah, that was silly. I don't know, that's make me comedy. He has to call his sister called Genevieve. Genevieve? I know how to say it. I know how it is. I know what the name is. I don't know. I don't usually show that name. And she's a bit over the top and a bit like a know-it-all, you could say. I keep forgetting that's his sister, not his mum. No need to be rude to her, but I keep forgetting that. Oh yeah, and the dressing gown's out, by the way, just in case after a while. And yeah, this is just totally annoying. Then they obviously come across like Brianna and Patrick Higgins. They also come across like an entertainer, like a small like theatre with this talent. I think whoever goes in, I think somebody goes in, and it's quite annoying. This guy's just so annoying. He could have been funnier, but he just kept talking over and interrupting, just being a bit annoying and just getting this guy's like face just constantly talking to him as this guy's writing down notes. You got the Tony dude that comes in. He's like a expert manufacturer, whatever it is, and he then talks to Wesley about his model that he made, like the model of Colbert, that which is like a town basically, and he puts a road on top of it, and then his wife is just sitting next to him like so gullible and thinking, "It's a great, this is beautiful, I think it's nice and cute." And Tony says, "No, it's not." He then tricks Tony to like think he found some ancient bones in the place he works at in the office to try and get him on board, but he's like, nope, he's not buying it at all. And his wife sort of falls for it. You got Rhea and Maddie, who's also like a famous content creators, and the way they talk, I mean, I suppose some content creators are like that out there, I guess. Typical stereotyping, they just sound over the top and know with their voices. You got like this Mish dude or something like that. That's like an expert like graphic designer or whatever it is. And you got Genevieve, and that just sends out the poster saying all these names of the people that's going to the concert. Yeah, and this is it's not ready to go yet. You can't do this, and he just overreacts. I don't know if that's meant to be funny or not. You got Genevieve's husband that talks about some sort of fridge. That's meant to be funny. These scenes are supposed to be funny. Seriously, some of these scenes, like, come on, like, they just sounded silly and ridiculous. And they start having an argument about something. They start bickering. Don't want to get into that. And then he talks about his micro. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. I find that scene a bit strange. This film feels a bit more weird than the Weirdsville film I watched last night. What else are we going to talk? And Beverly, when she was talking about, I thought it was her husband, but I keep forgetting she mentioned that her son did adult content with her. Oh dear. You want to know the names of that too. And there was also someone to mention that it's some sort of like get into bed with somebody or whatever it is. I didn't want to get into that. And they start brainstorming ideas. The ideas they come up with just ridiculous. They ask some guy called Luke. Like, a guy called Luke comes, he's a caterer basically. And Wesley told him to get like 80,000 slices of bread, but he said he misunderstood and got like 40,000. Boy, that's what concert entails. Good lord, I know it's a comedy, but I bet they have to do all this type of work for that too. And Beverly actually wanted to deal with, because Wesley told Luke to impersonate Elton John. All he did was put glasses on. I mean, Beverly should know what Elton John looks like. I mean, Luke doesn't even fit the profile. And he does that, so he goes and has, the date with Beverly. But then Beverly also requests that she wants to sleep with him. And she said full on penile penetration. I had to mention that word carefully, didn't I? Yeah. I don't even know. And then they go to like this. They find out that one of the venues, was owned by somebody that they can use. It's like a regular studio flat. It's only small. How are they going to fit thousands of... Anyway, they will think of... I think 16,000 people in total were coming. And then they found that venue wasn't owned by that dude. They never heard of him. And when they were sitting around the table discussing, the guy's like, F, like that. And I'm just like, good lord, man, that's meant to be funny. Now, I think there was one character that probably stood out a bit. I've forgotten his name already, man. Oh man, there was one character that kind of stood out. I kind of forgot which one it was now. But yeah, I don't really know what to say. And they also had this guy from ATP, the head of ATP, and just talking to him through stuff. I don't really remember much of that scene anyway. And you got this dude called Up the Jerry's Radio. I think that was him, wasn't it? Mr. Smart? I think so. Unless it was somebody else. And he went viral for saying "Up yours, Jerry," like his previous boss. But that's how he went viral. That's what be funny as well. And that's how he's got the name of his radio station or company or whatever it is, right? And then he went to one of his posters. I think he's a graphic designer. Yeah, it's him. And then he sort of said, I mean, he's sort of has a company doing coffees or something like that. Yeah, that's what he's specialising in right there. But I should say he also mentioned about radio or something like that. And he had one post where it says, coffee please, only one cup, something like that. It was like someone with a massive cup. Quite cool. But then, when the way the guy just was describing it, it's like they were trying to do a comedic scene and it didn't quite work out. That just found that annoying. I think they're trying too hard to try and be funny. That's what I think it is. They were trying a bit too hard and they're going over the top. And then they had like an audition part. Excuse me. They had like an audition part where they auditioned these acts, and this guy came out with this ventriloquist that came in. I think with was it a vulture? No, but I don't know what type of bird it was. But yeah, he was moving his lips, so that's not how he's meant to do ventriloquism. Yeah, and they've had to that, and they've had this Asian woman, this woman with an Asian dude. The song she put out, the song she sang, oh my god. For Asian dudes, please don't do this, don't eat my stuff, or whatever it is, right? I can't remember. I'm good at my memory. I'm really good at remember this, because this movie for me, it felt longer than it should have been because there's a lot that goes on. It's a shame the acting was just acting and comedy was lacking. This movie could have had potential. Even though it's such a low rated movie in my eyes, if they would have had so much comedy in this, something I could actually laugh at, it would have been funnier. It would have been just perfect. I think there's another scene that's a bit funnier when the woman was like saying, Jennifer was saying to this guy, oh yeah, I've just booked in something called a Cat Empire. It's like a band back then, and she basically took a picture of that, I think Dave. I said, I've got someone that I know that's a police officer, and she said, oh, you know, this person was like somebody on one of the you know, pedo ring, you know those pedo catches or whatever it is. I don't know why she had to feel the need to mention that. She didn't explain why. And then the scene came in, and it was this guy dressed up as a cat. And then when she spoke to him about it, he's like, when she said, "Oh, do you when you often come to this bar, do you get disappointed when people get disappointed when they see you?" But yeah, I get that a lot. I thought it was some sort of dominatrix dude coming in. Oh my word, this movie's just, I have no idea how way to describe it. If I miss out any scenes, I apologise, because there's a lot that goes. I'm summarising it. And then when it comes to the end bit, they do actually get like concept. There's only 6 people. I understand that comedy part. You know, it's not actually going to be the actual number of people. It's going to be far less than that's there. I understand that. Could have made it slightly better. The character is just, I feel like it's the type of character, because it's all about how you portray yourself. It's all about how the characters come and go. The characters going to be looking comedic, and they have the right energy. They'll be funny. Maybe it's just the way they were acting kind of made it feel that way. I was having a lack of like energy from them. You know, you got to connect with these these like actors, and you got to connect with like the movie itself. I didn't have any of that. It was just slow in every department. It's exaggerated. Especially when the acts came on, Brianna and Patrick was performing. They only had one song. So did that woman with the dude at the guitar in the audition part, and then she made another song about an Asian dude or Asian person in general. Oh my god. This movie was a complete, utter disaster. And then you got to the part where Wesley was like, oh, well, I've got people shouting me at the street now and saying, oh, suck a fat one. And he turned into a mug. Please don't tell me these people with mugs like that. I mean, maybe it's just a mug exceptionally for him. That's the way it is. Hope so. Imagine people buy those mugs. Imagine buying that for your family member, friend, or partner for Christmas or birthday. Imagine. That would be quite crazy, wouldn't it? Yeah, you got the scene at the start. This guy that said, "Oh, my wife left me." You know, he could have been a little bit there too, I guess. Could have been maybe the one that could have bought something more. There wasn't much shown of him. Somebody talking about, oh, let's bring mushrooms in. You know, those type of mushrooms. I literally don't know. I forgot the character that I kind of liked in that show for some reason. But yeah, you didn't see much of that character. They didn't really say anything else apart from that. Probably the odd scene where I did thought they were a bit funny like that. But yeah, it doesn't matter. What other scenes can I remember from this? Possibly not much, apart from like a lot of talking, which probably is the whole point of it. Yeah, and then the radio show host. What was... People seem to think comedy is just like, you could just make up anything funny. You're meant to understand the joke. That's the whole point of it. I like comedy where I can at least relate and understand. It has to be where it's actually funny. All the guy was just saying was that, sorry? And then Wes had to pretend he understood. And he had this guy with the mustache, I've forgotten his name. Was it Oliver? Or something like that? And he was angry that they were like fraud, you know, they were committing fraud. It was like, I had nothing to do with it. I did not know nothing about this. And the other social media people just sort of like commenting also, or people on social media just commenting, it's a fraud, it's a scam, we'd fall for it. They're angry that, you know, this is like continuing. Yeah. Even I'm describing it, even I'm summarising it, it's taking me 15 minutes. that's just basically how long this movie is. Even when I shorten it. Well, what? Somebody mentioned the word like pooping or whatever. I can't remember who mentioned that. I have no idea. Look, there's just a lot that goes in this movie. I'm not going to explain it fully. You have to watch it for yourself. There's not. That's. I think that's as much as I can describe it. Please watch it for yourself. You know, you can enjoy what I've enjoyed about this. You can give me your opinion of it. Up to you. Or you can watch my video and go to it, because people might like this movie. This movie was kind of a cheap knockoff, like, I know it's a show, but it's kind of like The Office. You know, The Office is a show, but it reminds me of one or two of those movies that had a similar format to this. Oh my god, I kind of forgotten it. Oh, my voice. What happened to my voice there? I've been cracked a little bit. I forgot what it was called, but yeah, you'll know what I mean when you watch the movie. Especially when they do the interview as well, on camera, whatever it is, in like a dark room or whatever, and then the background, that background is black, or I don't know what you call it. Yeah, you have to watch it for yourself, because I can't explain everything on there. There were scenes where they were trying to make it funny, but it wasn't. Rating. Oof. I bear that in mind. I didn't know this movie was gonna be TV version, like a documentary style. It just said comedy, so I literally thought, okay, it was gonna be a comedy straight up. I thought this was gonna be funny because of the title and the description. It didn't turn out that way whatsoever. What do I give this? I literally have no idea what to give it. I mean, I have a number in my head. I mean, actually, I do have a pretty rough idea. See what these terrible movies do? They make me go off track a little bit. I make you forget. 1 out of 10. Boy, how many ones has there been so far in the last few months? A lot of it. I can't keep up. I'm still going to do them. I did say I would take a break, but you know what? I got to keep continuing with the trend. Because there's a few other movies that have caught my eye, and I want to watch them. So I was going to watch a movie called Boyd, B-O-Y-D. It's abbreviated, but I'm going to say Boyd anyway, that's technically what it is. Yeah, I might watch that next, but this is the third comedy movie in a row. So to be honest, I probably might need to go back to possibly horror. I haven't seen a horror movie in a while, I don't think. I'll give that a watch. I think Being was probably part of horror. But yeah, what needs to be improved in this movie? Everything. Right, maybe the storyline I'll give them, because the storyline sounds funny. You had that correct. You could have changed everything up. That's my opinion. Everything needs a change. I mean, I say needs a change. You're not gonna redo something again, but you know what I mean. People that watch this video know what I mean. Yeah, I've said too many ones. I've just given up. How can anybody tell if a movie sounds good or not? I have to watch it. Sometimes I don't mind doing this, because you know, you can't make sure every movie is perfect. Same as shows. You can't make sure every movie and show is perfect. You got to watch it and hope it is good. So yeah, 1 out of 10 it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, comment, share, subscribe and hit the notification below. So see you in my next video.